Okay, so do you remember the time when pretty much every single kids movie had a video game? These games were my childhood, and I'm feeling nostalgic, so I'm going to revisit this era of gaming and play a few games based on movies, starting with Over the Hedge. Thanks to Rocket Money for sponsoring this video. Immediately whenever I started the game, I didn't remember a thing. It was like I never played it. But just like in the movie, in the game you break into people's houses and steal their food. And the cool thing about it is it takes place after the movie, so it's not just a retelling of the movie, but an actual new story. And I really like that because it's a different storyline, and there's actually something new you get to experience from the movie instead of just seeing it in video game form, which is what most of these games do. This game is really fun though. You can play with pretty much all the characters, and there's different animals that are being mind controlled by the exterminator that's trying to stop you. The enemy types are rats, gophers, moles, and weasels, and they get increasingly harder to beat. And it's pretty cool because these are new characters as well that aren't in the movie. The combat and the boss fights are really good. I mean, for a movie game, it's mainly just spamming square as much as you can, but it's still really fun. I think the biggest letdown of the game is this one part where you have to find fuel to fly like this little plane, but they don't actually let you fly it, which is just crazy because it's a video game. I want to fly the plane, but it's just a cutscene. This is a great game though. It does feel somewhat nostalgic, despite me not remembering hardly any of it. I do wish there was a little more platforming and puzzles, because the ones they do have aren't exactly the most challenging, but the game is fun. I think it's a great adaptation of the movie. Oh, and whenever I was playing it, the only thing I could remember from this game was this level with like a crane or something, and I played this game for so long and could never find that level. The only thing that was familiar to me was this level. There's like a mini game level where you slam golf carts into each other until there's one person standing. I totally forgot about this mini game, but when I saw it, I definitely remember playing as a kid, and it was really fun. But the level that I was thinking of, I just never found, so I don't even know if it exists. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it was just a made-up memory in my head, which I feel like happens a lot. Like, whenever I go back to games from my childhood, they're always like way different than I remember. The Bee Movie. I never actually had the Bee Movie game or have never played it, but I feel like a lot of people did. I don't know why, but I just feel like a lot of people play this game, but I really wish I did because this game is awesome. So this game is basically just GTA, which is pretty weird for being a game about the Bee Movie, but it's fun just flying around and exploring the map. The whole city hive thing feels just like the movie. The actual game starts off with a bunch of mini games you have to do before the story kicks in. Most of them are simple but pretty well done, and each one has multiple difficulty levels, so you actually have to beat them on harder settings if you want to fully complete it, and it does get pretty hard actually for it being a kid's game. I'm also just bad at video games. After you beat a few mini games, the actual main storyline starts, and you get to leave the hive and go out in the real world, flying around collecting pollen. It is a little boring, but there eventually are some enemies like mosquitoes and wasps they have to shoot with pollen, which make it a lot more fun. The cutscenes are actually original and made for the game, unlike a lot of these movie games where they just play clips straight from the movie. And there's also a lot of quick time events, which is pretty cool. It definitely makes the cutscenes more fun to watch. In between story missions, you go back and play more minigames to unlock the next part of the story, and this is kind of the format of the whole game. You play a mission from the story, beat a few minigames, unlock a new mission, and so on. And I really like that structure because it splits it up so you get to do both, and you get breaks in between each mission, even though some of the minigames definitely go on for way too long. I have to go all the way back. Oh man, are you kidding me? My favorite is the racing ones. They're pretty much just Mario Kart, but it's fun, and some of them are actually so hard. Like, it took me like 8 tries to finally beat one of the difficulties on this racing mode, but it's a fun challenge. The story part of the game is pretty simple. My favorite part was this wasp attack, where you have to defend bees from a bunch of wasps. The game also has a ton of stuff to unlock. You can earn honey drops from missions and minigames, and you spend them on new outfits, cars, arcade machines, and other collectibles. I was not expecting that much extra content, but there is a lot to do once you beat the main game. I'm honestly surprised I never played this game growing up. I feel like this was definitely one that I would have played. Like, I had so many of these movie games, and I'm just shocked that I didn't play it before. But this is a great game. A lot of people seem to think these games were bad or just cash grabs, which, to be fair, they probably were. I mean, they are cash grabs, but I didn't even care because I thought they were amazing. I mean, at least that's what I remember. So I actually started recording this video a long time ago, and whenever I was playing these games, I decided to watch the movies. So I signed up for a streaming service and spent a couple days watching these movies from my childhood. But when I was done, I forgot to cancel the subscription. So I've just been paying for the subscription for months and not even using it. But luckily, today's sponsor, Rocket Money, is here to help. Rocket Money is an all-in-one personal finance app that helps you cancel subscriptions, lower bills, and manage your money better. What's cool about Rocket Money is whenever you link your bank account, it'll list all your subscriptions, and from there you can just select the ones you don't want, and Rocket Money can help you cancel with a couple of taps. And on top of that, Rocket Money helps keep your budget in check so you don't spend more than you should, which I am definitely guilty of. You can create a customized budget and the app shows you where your money is going and identifies top spending categories with insights on how you can stay within your budget better. Rocket Money has helped its customers save up to $740 a year when you use all the app's premium features, and they've saved over $500 million in canceled subscriptions. So take control of your finances today. Go to rocketmoney.com/Globert or click the link in the description below to get started for free. Thank you to Rocket Money for sponsoring this video. Shark Tale. We actually had this game growing up for the GameCube, but I'm pretty sure it was my brother's game because I don't remember playing it ever. But then again, I also didn't remember Over the Hedge either, so I don't know, maybe I have played this game. Alright, so this game immediately feels just like the movie. Like, they nailed everything about this right off the bat. The music, the pacing, the atmosphere, it's just perfect. Like, everything moves so fast and it looks good. And I was kind of surprised by how much I actually enjoyed this one. The aesthetics of everything just match the movie so well. The music in this game just is perfect. I feel like it fits the movie so well. Most of the game is, I guess, an adventure game, but then every now and then there's a rhythm dance level, which is pretty random. It's funny at first and kind of fun, I guess, but it just goes on forever. It just lasts way too long. But after that, there's a race, which is fun, and then there's a stealth mission where you're late to work and have to sneak into the car wash and clock in without getting caught. And yeah, this game just follows the movie's storyline, but it does a really good job of going through the different events that happen in the movie and turning them into a level. You have to go through the entire car wash while dodging all the machines. Both of those are really good levels, and I definitely didn't remember playing any of this as a kid, but I was really liking it. Well, except for the rhythm levels. I'll admit the gameplay isn't like incredible, but I think the reason why we didn't care as a kid is because it's just so cool getting to experience a movie in video game form. Like, the game is already familiar to us before we even start, and we get to visit all the places we know from the movie and play as the characters we already love. Like, with original games, even though they might be better, it still takes time to discover everything about it, the characters, the setting. There's something comforting about playing something already familiar, even when we've never played the actual game. Probably the reason I watch the same TV shows over and over again, and why every single movie coming out nowadays is either a sequel or a remake, because people just want stuff that's familiar, I guess. Anyway, I think the game is great. The boss fights are awesome. One of them you literally get to fight an eel like Mortal Kombat, which is hilarious and also really fun. This is just a good game. I would say it's a perfect adaptation of the movie. And it might have been my favorite game so far on the list, but I still had quite a few more games left, with the next one being Open Season. This is another game that I apparently own, but don't remember playing it at all, but I guess we'll find out. Graphically, it's definitely the most underwhelming so far. Bro, this looks bad. Oh, we actually control the camera? Okay, this is weird.
Once you find him, come back to me.
There it is. Oh, he just ate him. In the first mission of the game, you have to drive to town, and you'd think you'd actually get to drive because, you know, it's a video game, but you just sit in the back and collect tokens, which is just really stupid. The game follows the movie directly, and the whole intro section is really slow. It's mainly just a lot of cutscenes. It's kind of crazy how many cutscenes there are. Like, you barely get to play the game. But nothing actually happens until you get to the woods. And once you're there, the game is a lot better. You can chunk Elliot wherever you want, which is pretty funny, clear obstacles, and complete these little challenges to progress. There's some racing, a minecart level, and every now and then you'll have to shake a porcupine off. And eventually the game just becomes about scaring these hunters. You're supposed to sneak up on them without them catching you, and then whenever you get up to them, you scare them, but I found out you can just run straight at them and then they'll scream and just disappear. So I kind of broke the game, but it was funny. You can also throw bunnies at them, which is super funny. And I did it like a million times. There are a few mini games, but they're pretty basic and not the most fun. The whole game overall is alright. It's not amazing or anything, but it's pretty decent. I don't really know what more you'd expect from an open season game. Honestly, I probably don't think this movie should have gotten a game, but literally every movie did, so I guess of course it had to. It is weird, like, why these don't like really exist anymore. I'm pretty sure it's just because of mobile games. Like, if a movie wants to do a quick cash grab and make a video game, they can just make a mobile game for way cheaper than a console, because I think it also costs a lot more money now to make a console game than it did back then, and obviously it takes way more time to make a console game than a mobile game, and most of these games actually came out before the movie did, so they had to make them fast. Madagascar 2. I didn't play the first one. Okay, but I'm pretty sure I did play the first one on the original Xbox. I have a weird memory of playing it at like a bank, which sounds really weird, but I swear my mom took me to the bank one time and they had like an Xbox, and I feel like I played Madagascar on it, but I'm not 100% sure. It could have been another game, but I definitely remember playing a video game at a bank, and that's like a really vivid memory of mine. And it was awesome too. That bank was so cool. The game starts off with a bunch of mini games you have to beat before you can launch the plane to Africa. And I totally forgot about this part. It's really just a tutorial to teach you how to use all the characters, but it doesn't feel like it at all. Like, the game is already so fun. It goes by really fast, and once you land in Africa, that's where the actual game starts. And the first level is the one I remember the most clearly from whenever I was a kid. Well, I remember all of it, but I don't know why. This one level is like really distinct in my memory to me. You have to roll around this giant boulder as Melman, trying not to fall off. And I don't know why this one stuck in my memories, but it did, and playing it now felt exactly how I remembered. After that, you unlock the watering hole, which is like the main area that you keep coming back to throughout the game. You can run around as any character, and they all have unique abilities that you use to beat other levels, and their abilities also let you reach different parts of the map. But yeah, all these characters have their own like mini games. I don't think there's a boring part of this game. It's such a good game. And if you want to find all the collectibles, you kind of have to explore with all the characters to get them. You even get to play as the penguins, which is really fun. There's a stealth mission where you're trying to collect car parts without getting caught, and then after you steal the car, there's a driving mission where you're ramming into trucks and trying to knock them off the road. I love that you get to play as them. They're probably the best part about Madagascar. But there's just so much variety to this game. Like, at its core, it's a platformer, but there's just so many different mini games, and they're all actually really good, which usually I feel like isn't the case. Like, mini games are usually rushed and kind of just like an extra little thing, but these ones are so fun, and none of it feels repetitive. My favorite level from this game, and another one I specifically remember playing as a kid, is probably the Rite of Passage, where you play as Alex. You get to do a bunch of platforming, and you have to complete all these challenges and play a bunch of mini games during this level, like hot potato and musical chairs. I really don't have anything bad to say about this game. This game it's honestly perfect. Maybe it's just blind nostalgia. I don't care. I love this game. Okay, real quick, I want to say, I was trying to think of what else that level from Over the Hedge could have been from, and I remember that some of the movies, like DVDs, had mini games on them, and I remember Over the Hedge had one. So I tried it, and well, it definitely was not the game I was thinking of, but I do remember playing this as a kid, and that used to be like a pretty big thing. Like, I feel like a lot of movies had like little mini games you play with like the remote, and I wish they would bring that back. That was awesome. Well, I mean, I wish they would bring DVDs back in general. Nobody even uses DVDs anymore, do they? Ice Age 3. I also really vividly remember playing this game a lot. Yeah, I know it's the third one. I'm young. I've seen the first two movies, and I feel like nobody will agree with me, but I think the dinosaur one, number 3, is definitely the best one. I do remember vividly playing this one a lot as a kid, and I remember loving it. I thought the game would immediately be familiar to me, but I didn't remember any of it, surprisingly. It was super boring and slow. It took forever to get to the dinosaur world, but once I was there, then everything came back to me. And yeah, this game is so good. For some reason, the whole tutorial, you're playing with different characters, learning how to use them and stuff. Even though the actual main game, you're just playing as Buck pretty much, which is how it should be. He's way more fun to play than the other characters. I feel like they should have just cut the whole intro part and start the game in the dinosaur world, because the whole beginning is just boring, but I got through it. The rest of the game, though, is amazing. Buck is such a fun character to play as. He's got a bunch of different abilities. You're always collecting new ammo types for his weapons. The combat is really good too. It's not just spamming square. You actually want to save your ammo and swap weapon types for different types of enemies. There's a ton of collectibles that let you buy upgrades and cosmetics, and there's a lot of level variety. Plenty of platforming mixed with combat, and the boss fights are really good too. You also get to play as the squirrel in some levels too, which is cool. This game is just really solid. And not even just for a movie tie-in either. Polar Express. This movie really creeped me out as a kid. I feel like it's also really weird that this movie got a video game based on it. Like, some of the other games I get, but Polar Express, I don't know, it's just weird. Apparently I liked it enough though, because I had it as a kid. This is definitely one that like my parents or a relative bought me because they know I've seen the movie, but I guess we'll see if I remember anything from it. Once I started this game though, I finally remembered it. Oh, I do remember this. Yeah, this game actually creeped me out. Bro, these cutscenes look horrible. Oh, not this kid. Oh, I hated this kid.
By the way, here it is.
Well, thanks for helping me get my ticket.
Bro, this is actually like a horror game. Yeah, this game is definitely a cash grab. Also, it's way too creepy for a kid's game. I remember playing the train part as a kid, but I must have not gotten this far because I didn't remember this at all. This part is insanely difficult though. You have to catch up to them before they get to the front of the train. I was doing pretty good, but after like 5 minutes of running, I realized there was no way I was gonna make it. So I just restarted the level. And then the same thing happened, but it turns out you're not even supposed to catch them. Like the game just lets you chase them for like 10 minutes and then gives you a cutscene either way, which is kind of dumb. After that, you have to beat the train while skiing, which just like the last level takes way too long. And once again, I'm pretty sure it doesn't even matter how fast you beat this level either, because I conveniently got there right when the train did, and I messed up a lot. And after that, there's this completely random, really weird rhythm game, which is actually pretty funny.
Left, dig, up, down.
Left, dig, up, down.
Right.
It's so bad. After that, I just quit and moved on to the last game. If you're like nostalgic for this game, I'm sorry. It's just bad. Kung Fu Panda. I remember we had this game for my brother's Xbox 360. It would come with the Xbox 360, and there was 2 discs. There's 2 sides to this game disc. There's Kung Fu Panda, and there was Lego Indiana Jones. I remember this game being really fun and being really hard too. Like this one training section is all I remember from it, but I remember like it being impossible. I don't think I could ever get past it. Well, it turns out it was only like the second level of the game, so I didn't get far at all as a kid. Well, that was a lot easier than I remember. This game is definitely one of the best movie games out there, I think. The combat is really satisfying, and there's a ton of combos you can pull off. I do think they could use a bigger variety of sound effects though. But the voice actor for Poe actually sounds just like Jack Black, which is kind of cool.
Clearly, the warrior's dad had underestimated him. I am the Dragon Warrior. Now step aside, bad guy.
Some of the controls and moves are a little confusing, but the movement overall is pretty good. There's a coin system where you can buy upgrades, unlock new moves, and improve your stats, which definitely adds to the progression. The graphics, at least on the PS2 version, could be a lot better, but you can tell there's definitely a lot of effort put into this game. I think it's really solid. I really miss this era of video games. Getting to play in the setting of a movie you love is so fun. Like, even if the game isn't that great, it's still cool getting to explore like the Kung Fu Panda world and actually feel somewhat like you're there. I really wish they would make movie video games again. Well, those are some of the movie video games I played as a kid. If you guys want to see me do this again, let me know which games you want to see me play. So, bye.